Another thing that stands out to me is the big emphasis on zombie movies, where it's really
Exactly.
really demeaning
Very
the
good.
human form,
Exactly.
and making humans into something that are to be destroyed and
Yes.
feared, and
Exactly.
and of course all just the kind of nationalistic propaganda
Yes.
about other people in other countries, which is very
Oh,
common.
I told my wife, I said, when the Star Wars movies come out, what are they doing with these guys? They're, and R2D2 and all these, they could speak and they've got intelligence that's out of the world. And, and then this big tall guy comes up and he looks like a lion or something. And he's speaking in English. And I went, what is going on here? And then I got transhumanism. That's what Satan was doing before the flood.
Yeah.
They figured out ways to get into the DNA of animals.
So it's like a dehumanizing thing, making projecting humanity onto non-human
Exactly.
things.
Exactly.
There's a lot of antagonism these days in the United States towards the most populous country in the world, China.
Right.
Of course, we know this was really big under the last administration, but Democrats definitely do it too. It's like everybody wants to jump on board showing how anti-China they are. Is there something going on, like moving towards a war?
Okay. I just watched a guy on YouTube the other day, and he's been talking about two very important world-changing events that are in the process. And unless something derails this movement, it looks like China is going to invade Taiwan. Okay, they're talking about it. They've got a lot of troops there on their borders. Taiwan is a very small, they wouldn't have a chance against China. China is a massive world empire, and they got soldiers, they've got weapons, unbelievable. Now, on the other side of the world, there's a big thing going on in the Ukraine right now. America's been sending planes with all kind of materials and stuff to Kiev, to the Ukraine. Russia has their border with the Ukraine is stacked with thousands and thousands of soldiers, tanks, and this, that, and the other. So there's a very possible scenario that could erupt there where I believe it could start World War III. With Russia, if they get in a war with Ukraine, America's going to jump in. NATO is going to jump in against Russia.
Well, they have been fighting, and
Yes.
the U.S. has not jumped in.
Right.
Why do you think? What would it take for the U.S. to
Well,
come in?
what I think is this. Of course, the elites have been wanting to destroy Russia for practically forever. Okay, especially because Russia and Putin will not bend the knee to the globalists. The IMF and all these big guys and the Fed and everything, these guys are Babe Ruths. They're heavy hitters, okay? And you go against them, I mean, that's a very dangerous proposition. And so they want to take out Russia. So they've been trying to get a war with Russia going forever. Putin, smart chess player, doesn't buy the cow. He knows what's going on. I think what's going to happen is when the elite see they have a chance, they'll do a false flag. False flags are common strategies. You can read about them everywhere. It's the Boston Tea Party, right? You dress up like an Indian and go and throw the tea out in the thing, okay? Yeah. They did that, okay? They've been doing that forever, okay? It's a real diabolical way to, like I was talking about how Vietnam started. So my point is that there's a lot of these things that are going on, and these guys are behind the scenes, and when they say go, it's time to go.
Yeah.
And then it comes down the ladder, and then the president gets it, and then the chief of staff gets it, and then the armed forces get it, and this, that, and the other, and then they carry it out because, I believe America is the military arm of the one world government. the cartel that runs the world behind the scenes. But, they've got everybody conditioned, go through the thing. Yes, sir. Aye, aye, sir. The same type of stuff that we learned, and it's called operant conditioning. Operant conditioning, just like the Pavlov dog thing, or probably everybody knows. And put the food out, and the dog salivates.
Yeah.
Then after a while, you ring the bell,
Yeah.
and then he salivates anyway. Well, we are being conditioned.
So in this particular case, the U.S. population probably has been conditioned to look at Russia as an opponent.
Yes.
Because the elites want to.
Exactly.
And it would seem they certainly, the same kind of people, would like to bring down China.
Yes.
Is China too strong to do that too? They seem to be
Well,
almost strong enough to stand up on their own.
I believe China could easily stand up against America, honestly. And if they got together with Russia, which Russia's they've already formed an alliance. Russia and China are together. There's this group of countries: Brazil, India, Russia, China, and I think one or two others, and they are forming a financial cartel to bypass the euro dollar. And that's another thing that the U.S. is fighting a lot. I believe if you look at Chinese history, I listened to and I was studying this one guy, and he was talking about it. You probably know The Art of War, Sun Tzu, all of these writings of the way that the emperors were taught to govern.
Yeah.
The Chinese historically don't usually leave their land. Historically, they don't. America goes everywhere, right? But the Chinese don't. They beat you a different way. They outfinance you, they outthink you, they outmaneuver you, but they want to keep you as a vassal state. Keep giving me the money, we'll leave you alone, right? Walmart, where do we get all our stuff from? Most of the big companies here, we import from China. So financially, industrially, they're the world power. We're not. Europe is not. They are. And how are they doing it? They're doing it through consumerism, materialism, just what we were talking about. Oh, I want a new sweater, so I go there. I get me some new boots. I'm going to go get this and go get a new car and go get this, that, and the other. I think the Chinese will be slow to launch an attack on America. Okay,
Oh, sure.
I don't think they would do that unless they were being attacked by us.